So, what you want to talk about?
Real estate, real estate, real estate. Everybody wants to talk about real estate. Come to this conference, learn how to be rich in real estate. Real estate, real estate, real estate.
Yeah. Is that what we're
all the gurus.
I guess we're talking about it too.
All the gurus want to talk about real estate. How you can get rich in real estate. Real estate, real estate. No money down. Real estate, real estate, real estate.
Wait, what's the word again?
Real estate.
Okay, just making sure we're on the same page.
They're all full of
real estate? Okay. Alright, well, what about it?
What do you think about it?
What do I think about real estate?
Yeah.
I mean, to be honest with you, I wouldn't have bought this house if it wasn't for you.
Mm-hmm.
If we're talking about real estate, I would have never bought this house. I was very content living in my condo on the beach until Hurricane Florence came and damaged the whole apartment complex, condominium place, and we had to move out. But
isn't it interesting how things have to come up to like nudge you in the right direction?
They really do. They really do. Because I would have been there forever. I would have been probably about 40 years old. 10 years from now, living in the same condo, paying the same. Well, he increased our rent twice, but that's besides the point. Paying the same rent on that condo because I loved it. Like, but I would have been paid that condo off. It should have been my condo. We had easily put $35,000 to live there
in 2 years.
Yeah, going on the third year probably.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I would have never bought this house because in my mind, housing has always been like a permanent thing. Like growing up, families were not trying to flip houses, sell them, and do all this other crazy stuff with real estate like they do now. It was like your forever home. You're buying your forever home, and I don't even know where my forever place is going to be.
Mm-hmm.
So that really stressed me out. So, I would have never bought this house if it wasn't for Nate. We're paying about the same as we would living on the beach or living in Newport on those beautiful beautiful apartments. But now we're actually putting money towards a home that's going to be ours. That's ours.
Yep.
We're not giving money to a landlord or whatever those middle people are called, management companies.
So there's a huge argument between whether someone should buy or whether someone should rent based on where they're at in their life.
Mm-hmm.
And each argument, has good relevant points. At the time when we moved down here, we hadn't stayed in a place more than 2 years ever.
Yeah.
So that argument would be, instead of paying money for maintenance on a place to live, you would take that money and invest it somewhere, whether it be in stocks, bonds, mutual funds, ETFs, silver, gold, Bitcoin.
But we came
whatever.
We came down here with none of that because
But
you didn't even have a job.
But the truth is, people don't do that.
They
rent and still don't invest.
I was only making $15 an hour that I had to fight for. There was no extra money for us to be doing any extra stuff when we first got down here, though. Like, I only had one income. There was only one income. Because we moved here because I got a job here.
Yeah.
And you were like, yeah, let's go. So there really wasn't any extra money.
We weren't in a position when we moved down here for them to give us a loan.
Oh, for sure. I wouldn't have got a loan.
For real estate down here, even though the prices were super low at the time. Unlike now, where they're through the roof.
I mean, I didn't even have job history. Like, I wasn't even at the same job for 2 years.
Right.
Well, I wonder if they would have given me a loan because I was still with the town.
Yeah. but
City of Greenville. So I'd already been with them for about 2 years. They might have given us a loan, but it would have been a very small loan. Like I probably wouldn't have been able to afford anything at that time here.
Right.
Being at the beach, but anyways.
So there's that argument, where you take the money you would be saving on maintenance, because houses cost $2,000 to $3,000 a year in maintenance.
How'd you come up with that?
It just is what it is.
I mean, that's like a fact? Or you just made that number up?
Well, in rentals, you always take half of whatever you're making and put it into a maintenance account.
I'm just curious. Go ahead. Okay.
That's where I came up with that.
Oh, okay. I'm just curious for the audience. I want to look it up too.
So say your payment's $950, you're renting it for $1,200. That gives you what, $250 in profit. So you would take $125 and put in a maintenance account, and $125 would be your profit.
Okay.
Right. 125 times 12 is.
This is according to Google. Generally speaking, you should expect to spend between 1% and 4% of your home's value each year for maintenance. This means that if it costs your home, This means if the cost of your home is $200,000, you should probably save anywhere between $2,000 to $18. I'm making numbers up. $2,000 to $8,000 annually. So yeah, what'd you say? $1,200?
$2,500.
Okay, so you were about right. Because our home wasn't worth $200,000.
It is
we
now.
bought it. Yeah. Excuse me, I apparently can't read from Google, so yeah, $2,000 to $8,000 annually.
Yep.
Okay. I just want to know where you came up with that number.
So if you were renting and you took $2,000 to $8,000 and invested it instead of putting it into your house,
we didn't do that.
That's the argument for renting.
We messed up.
But nobody does that. That's the point.
I was gonna say we didn't do that either.
So to me, that argument is null and void.
I mean, technically I did, but I just saved money.
Yeah, it was just stacking in the bank account.
Yeah.
It was losing value.
Yeah. I mean, but I was preparing for maintenance.
Right.
That I didn't know about.
So.
Anyways. And
then that's assuming that you get a great landlord that'll actually come and fix stuff so you can live there. You know, a lot of landlords aren't fixing anything. They're going to be like, "Yo, it was perfect when I gave it to you, so you have to maintain it too." You know. That's the debate. That's why you'll come into and be able to buy rentals on the cheap, because that landlord didn't take care of it, and then that tenant finally moved out after 12 years and getting fed up with it, and then that person doesn't have the money to fix it, so they get rid of it for cheap. Right? I mean, you can't act surprised. If you're a landlord, you can't act surprised if you haven't heard from your tenant, or your tenant hasn't told you anything about the property, anything that could be fixed or upgraded or whatever, and you haven't heard from that tenant in years, that's your own fault. You should be following up with your tenant. You should be doing at least monthly or bi-monthly inspections. I mean, or at least quarterly, maybe every 6 months, whatever. We went and looked at a house that when we were trying to buy that triplex, and those people didn't change they're responsible for the air filter. There was that one guy that had 100 air filters in his closet. Probably had allergies. Right, but he changed it. But then that other person didn't change their air filter. They did not care. That's what I'm saying. You as a landlord need to go in and do an inspection and say, hey, just giving you a heads up. It's your yearly, 6-month inspection. I'm just going to come around. I'm not trying to go through your business, but I'm just going to check the air filter, change it out,
You know, just those little maintenance things. Go check and see if your sink is running properly. Like, making sure it's draining good. Make sure your appliances still work. Like, the dishwasher in that triplex didn't even work. They used it as storage.